If I unlock the door, then Fuller will notice I was here. I'd better go out the back way.
Well, come on. Come on in. Take a look around. Buy something.
Thanks.
Ah, a young man. You a soldier? Bit slow on the uptake. Have you served?
Sir, no sir.
Ah, so you want to put me on, do you? Find something for yourself and then beat it.
There are 3 bottles on the shelf. I guess it's hard liquor.
Bourbon.
I don't want to get drunk. I guess those are Eddie's badges from his time in the army.
You got that right, boy.
A cupboard full of lots of different things. Books, a record player, boxes, measuring instruments.
You want to buy something?
I'll have a look around first. A pair of wire cutters for cutting cable. Perhaps Eddie picked it up somewhere in the Second World War. An old radio. Looks like a piece of pro equipment. Are you a radio hobbyist?
Radio hobbyist? You mean one of those idiots who thinks it's neato mosquito when they have another idiot on the air who only lives 2 blocks away? I was a wireless operator with the Hells Devils, 8th Infantry Regiment of the 4th U.S. Infantry Division. I was there in North Africa, and in Sicily, then in Normandy on Utah Beach. I was wounded on the Rhine. That was my eyes. And I got a Purple Heart for it all.
And so, are you still a radio guy or not?
I'm keeping the tradition alive. I talk to old buddies real regular. Can reach 'em anywhere. I'd say I'm kind of an expert. Keep my things in good working order. Always prepared.
Ah, okay. Good to know. I bet that's an original radio set from the Second World War. It definitely doesn't look much newer. Yep, it's famous. I've seen this picture hundreds of times before. Shelves of useless junk.
If you're just gonna bitch, then get lost.
The junk shop owner. He appears to be blind. Maybe he's just putting it on. That would fit with the cliché.
Tell me, why haven't you served in the military? Over there in Iraq, they could use whoever they can get.
In Iraq? The war finished 2 years ago.
Well, you don't say. Read my lips. President Bush is gonna bring that Saddam to justice.
Sure. You know that, Bush is no longer the president, right?
Well, he'll still bring him to justice. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. Sure. Do you know Fuller?
That idiot next door? Sure I do. You can never choose your neighbors, can you?
You don't seem to like him.
That guy hasn't done one damn decent thing in his life. Lazy bastard just sits around in his store, has his mommy wipe his ass for him, and lets the place fall apart down around his ears. Heed my words. He represents everything that's wrong with this country.
You got that right. From World War II, everything's just been downhill, yeah? Pity we haven't got any decent wars still going on. They've even ditched the draft.
Go ahead. You just make fun of it all, boy. A good licking or a couple of tours in Vietnam, that wouldn't be such a...
What do you mean, such a?
Nothing. The guy's a pig. There's something not right about him. He's hiding something, I'm telling you.
And who are you? Is this your shop?
No! I just busted in here and you've surprised me, just as I was about to clear the place out.
Oh, how amusing. How long you been waiting to roll that one out?
Your generation lacks respect for its elders. I fought for you to live here. I spilt my blood for you.
And I'll pay your pension. So we're quits, Mr.
Edward D. Warren. Ed for short. Or Eddie to my friends.
Hello, Eddie. I'm Darren. Nice shop you got here.
In my time, it wasn't customary to speak to older folks using their first name.
But we're living in my time now. Aren't we, Ed?
I think you should find whatever it is you're after, and then scram.
Just like I thought. Play the good citizen, but still chase after every dollar. Like the devil chases souls.
Come on, what then?
So, what's life like here in Biddeford?
Well, you're not from around here?
No. I go to college in Boston.
Oh, so you're an intellectual then? Some sort of desk guy, an egghead who just talks clever all day?
No, I'm...
Then you're the artistic type. Some depressive junkie? You're fixing your problems with a self-help group, right?
No, I'm studying physics.
Well, we sure need that stuff. So what brings you here?
I'm visiting my mother over the semester vacation. She's been living here a few months now. Rebecca Michaels?
Oh, well, nice to meet you, Rebecca.
Oh, man. You know my mother by any chance?
Nope. I don't get out much. What's she doing here? Fresh sea air and all that?
You could say that, yeah. A quiet place to retire. How do you get on?
I'm blind. How the hell do you think I get on? You idiot.
Does it hinder you a lot?
Well, sometimes. If I need to look something up. Looky here. I'm supposed to figure out what this coin's worth, and I got no idea. It's a rare piece, but it's pretty worn out.
Can I help you with it?
Oh, sure, kid. If you think I'll fall for that, I give you the coin, you run out the door like a punk. I ain't stupid.
Yeah. My mother's in the hospital here.
And?
Do you think she'll be in good hands there?
Well, is she sick? She won't be in bad hands if she's in a hospital.
No, I meant, are the doctors here any good?
Well, how should I know? Do you think just 'cause I'm old I run off to the doctor and complain every day? I haven't been to see no quack in years. I'm as fit as a fiddle.
Yeah. People were made of better, stronger stuff in the past, right?
Yeah. Get to my age and then we'll talk about it.
How you getting on with the coin?
You got nothing better to do than annoying me?
If I find out the price of the coin for you, will you stop behaving like an ass?
Can't promise.
Show it to me. You can keep it in your hand. A woman's profile. A few stars and numbers. Have you got something like a coin catalog?
Yep, it's on the counter.
Oh, boy. That's a flowing hair scent, wreath reverse, from 1793. $2,400.
Not bad. $2,400. I'll offer him $800. Seller's an idiot. Thanks. I owe you one.
Oh, I'm happy to help old, disabled people. Put one over on the other folks. You're welcome.
Perhaps, you could do me another favor right away. I lost my cane.
You've done what? How can you lose a cane?
Not how you think. I was playing poker and, had a slam dunk hand. But how could I know that that idiot from the hotel had a straight flush?
You bet your cane and lost.
Yeah.
Who's got it now?
The owner of the Wild Coast Hotel.
Alright then. I gotta pass by there anyway, so I'll ask him.
Thanks. You know, maybe you ain't so much of a idiot as I thought.
I'd like to buy these wire cutters.
$1.50. Because it's you.
Alright, I think I can afford that. Hi.
Hello, Mr. Michaels. What can I do for you?
Have you seen the mailman by any chance?
Yes, he was here earlier. He brought your mother some get well cards.
Ah, okay. Thanks. See ya.
Goodbye, Mr. Michaels.
Huh. The news of my mother's accident seems to have spread quickly. A couple of people have already sent flowers. Dr. Newhouse?
Yes.
What can you tell me about Mrs. Biba? And do you know her husband?
Oh. Now, a person shouldn't speak ill of others, but her husband, he's a very unpleasant fellow. He was a big deal in the football team at high school, and Mrs. Biba married him young. Yes, I think she imagined her life turning out some other way.
Like how?
Now, she works hard in the diner. She probably does the work of about 3 people, but I don't think it makes a great deal of money. And her husband, well, let's leave it at that. They certainly don't have a lot of money, just a lot of work, and no love.
Uh-huh. Do you know Fuller?
From the photo store? Yes, a little. I've not had much to do with him. He doesn't get involved in the community. He never comes to the spring flea market or to church.
Yeah, right. Who would have thought it?
I know that your mother got you a job at Fuller's. I advised her against it, but she said you were interested in photography?
That's right. Only my job there doesn't have much to do with photography. So, a crazy good time guy like yourself can surely tell me where all the action is. Here in Biddeford?
Dear me, no. You got me wrong there. I could perhaps give you a few tips on which are the most interesting evening courses at the community center.
No thanks. I'll pass on that one.
I thought you might. Hey, we do put on a disco for young folks every 2 weeks. But I suspect you've rather grown out of all that, too.
I don't think I was ever that age. Discos, bars, parties. I was never into that sort of thing.
Your mother mentioned that. You were rather more of a loner, yes?
I've no idea where she got that from.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't intend to.
So, to sum up then, in Biddeford, you're best off being over 50 or dead. Might just suit me.
What? Being over 50?
Yeah, exactly. How is she?
No change. But she's a strong woman.
That's what everyone says. After the accident, she had to bring me up on her own.
Yes, I heard about that. What kind of accident was it?
A car crash. It was in England. We were driving on this tree-lined road. The car got into a skid and we smashed into one of the trees. Dad didn't survive, and Mom's had to wear that support thing ever since. I came away without a scratch.
Do you remember anything about the accident?
What? No. I was only a few years old. No memory of it. I've lived here in the States for as long as I can remember.
It's just that when I examined your mother, I thought her back and neck injuries seemed rather unusual for a collision-type accident. They looked more like injuries from a fall from a considerable height, causing her to have suffered compressed vertebrae.
And what do you mean by that?
Nothing at all. If your mother said she was in a car accident, then that must have been the case.
Or she's been lying.
Darren, I certainly didn't mean that.
Huh. Thank you, Doctor. Well, that's it for now, I guess.
If you've got any more things you want to ask, just come and find me.
So many greetings and get well wishes. I think she's very active in the community, and she's probably got a lot of new friends here. Lots of different people have sent my mother cards. This one's signed P. Puck. Wait a minute. That's the mailman. The mailman signed it, so now I've got a sample. I think I could forge his signature really well. Monthly payments from England from someone called C. Instead of compensation from the insurance. And a back injury that was more likely caused by a fall than a car accident. What's going on here, Mom? Why did you lie to me? Please get better, Mom. Get well and tell me the truth about the accident. I need to know. Okay, good. I've got the original. I guess the signature is kinda half-decent. Hey, Rosie. Hard at work, I see.
What do you want?
Hey, do you know Eddie from the junk shop?
Yeah, sure. I know pretty well everybody here.
So what's going on with him?
He's single. Was never married before either, as far as I know. But hey, who could put up with him for long anyway? Those never-ending war stories. Can you imagine that?
Is he really blind?
I never heard different, but I wouldn't put money on it either. He's a chiseler. Maybe he's got disability just so he can make himself a few bucks.
I wanted to pick up Fuller's package with the photo paper.
No, please. So how did you manage to scare up the old fart?
Yeah, I bumped into him in the town.
You were lucky. Here, Fuller's photo paper.
Much obliged. Good. Now I've got everything I need to make prints of the photos. An A4 size package. Fairly heavy. Either it really is photographic paper, or it's full as dirty mags for the week. Ah, nice. 50 sheets of top quality photo paper. The sheet is lying in the frame. The distance of the lens from the paper seems fine for the picture to be projected properly. The paper's ready. Now it's just the film that's missing. I have to put that in the top, then I can expose the paper. The film has been put in. Then let's have a go. The longer I leave the lamp on, the more contrast the picture gets. Let's try it. Okay, I think that's enough time. Here we go. I have to take the sheet out as soon as it has the correct brightness. Too early, it stays too light. Too late, it'll get too dark. The contrast is good, but the picture's too dark. I can't let the paper stay so long in the developer the next time. The sheet is lying in the frame. The distance of the lens from the paper seems fine for... Okay then, let's try again. I have to measure the exposure time exactly. Okay, I think that's enough time. Here we go. Ah, the contrast is good and the brightness is right too. But the picture itself is garbage. I can't do much about that. Maybe some of the other pictures are better. Well, at least the exposure and development times seem to be right. I'll try it again. The sheet is lying in the frame. The Okay then, let's try again. I have... Okay, I think that's enough time. Ah, here we go. Yes, I've really got it now. Brightness and contrast are correct. If Fuller only had any idea about photography, then maybe even the picture would be good too. Maybe the next one. This could well take some time. 36 pictures and not one of them actually any good. How can a guy take a beautiful woman like Angelina and then photograph her so badly? But I can't do much about that. The pics have been snapped and I gotta take them to her at the hotel. At least I get to see her again. And it's also not my fault that the pictures are bad. What the? Mrs. Biba? Can I help you, Mrs. Biba?
Is Fuller there?
No, not at the moment.
Then, can you give him this? Give it to him personally. As soon as he gets back. I gotta go.
I feel sorry for her. There's something not right going on here. Could it help me get one over on Fuller? Huh. But I can't put Mrs. Biba in danger. She gives the impression she can't take much more. If I could secretly open the envelope, then I could look at what's inside and put the envelope in the mailbox later. That would keep Mrs. Biba out of trouble. But how can I open the envelope and close it again without Fuller noticing? The kettle's full. Hey, the steam could undo the glue. Let's try. It's steaming. The steam's loosening the glue. Got it. The paper hasn't torn and the glue still sticks. I can reseal the letter. But first, I want to see what's inside. Holy, that's gotta be $1,500. There's some kind of blackmailing going on here. Mrs. Biber hates Fuller, and she didn't want her husband to see that I gave her a letter from him this morning. It would seem he knows nothing about it. But what's it about? Sex? Ugh, surely not with Fuller. Something to do with the diner, or from Biber's past? I'd love to send Fuller off to jail for blackmail. But first I gotta find out what he's blackmailing Mrs. Biber with. But tomorrow's another day. I'll put the letter in Fuller's mailbox and get myself ready for my date with Angelina. Hopefully he doesn't take too much pleasure in it. A flat metal bar. It's broken away from the railings. It's pretty heavy. The hotel seems to have few guests, but in this season you'd normally expect a bit more to be going on. Maybe the others have seen the weather report. There's a storm getting up, and who wants to be stuck in a hotel on the Atlantic in the rain? Both cars have Maine plates, so maybe they aren't even guests, or maybe they're rental cars. Plenty of people say that the New England coastal towns look Scandinavian, but I doubt if they build such big houses over there. I reckon this place was purposely built as a hotel. It's too big for an ordinary house. The owners probably live in some of the rooms. The majority are rented out. The back room seems to be an office. Desks, files. I don't really like to climb into other people's houses. Well, not without a good reason. The mast is a copy of a flagpole you might see on a big ship. You often get stormy weather coming off the Atlantic, along with powerful gusts of wind. If the hotel owner ain't quick, he can go look for his flags in Canada. Nothing to find. It's not exactly like the Florida or Californian beaches. The water here is way too cold to swim in it for long. I'm not climbing down there without a good reason. Looks very cozy. I bet you get a fantastic view of the whales from the veranda. But you know, that reminds me of my favorite film, Whales of August. That genius Vincent Price, in a really unusual role. Looks very cozy. But you know, there are a few magazines lying around here. Recommendations for trips, tourist information. Nothing of interest to me. There are pictures of ships everywhere. Either the hotel owner has a real maritime interest or thinks that his guests want to see that kind of thing. Excuse me.
Yes, please?
I've heard that you have poker games here every now and again. Could I maybe sit in on a game?
I ask you, please. This is a respectable hotel. We don't condone illegal gambling.
I'd like to get back into playing poker. I'd be interested in a blind man's white cane as a bet.
Yes, nice. We sometimes play a little game or two of poker here, but nothing public, quite private. Never for high stakes.
Wouldn't you say that for a blind man, a white cane would be quite a high stake?
He wanted to bet with it.
You know what? I think I'll inform the police about your game. I mean, that can't be right now, can it? You can't take a cane away from a blind man.
Well, go ahead and call the cops. I've got nothing to hide. I won the cane fair and square. You can ask the other players.
If you say so. So what was that again about the fair and square win in an illegal gambling game in a respected local hotel? What would Rosie think if I told her about it? What would other people think, in fact? Taking the cane from a blind man. What a devious, slimy character you are.
No, please, don't do that. I am sorry. I really didn't want the cane, you know. Eddie just didn't have any more dough with him, and he threw it in as a guarantee.
How much did he stake on it, then?
Oh, it's not worth talking about. What's $100 anyway? You seeing him today? I could give you the cane. Give him my best, and tell him he can consider it a gift from a good old friend.
Well, great. I'll take it with me and pass it on to Eddie, then. You know my mother? Rebecca Michaels?
Rebecca? Well, of course! We sit together on the tourist board. You're her son? How is she?
Not good, I'm afraid. She's lying in the hospital. She had a fall.
Oh, my dear boy, I'll let my wife know right away. We'll send her a card.
Well, if you like.
So what are you doing here, then? Shouldn't you be with your mother?
I'm gonna go see her again later.
Well, please, give her our best wishes.
Yes, of course. Does the hotel belong to you?
It sure does. My grandfather built it, and I've been running it for the past 15 years.
Do you live here with your family?
It's like this. The guests value the quiet family atmosphere here. It really is something quite special to stay in a small, family-run hotel. I can't bear those awful tower block hotels in the holiday resorts.
And at some point, your children will take over the running of it?
Yes, I hope so. My daughter's studying to be a hotelier in Switzerland. I only hope that our hotel here doesn't end up being too small and provincial for her. My son, well, he's got rather different interests.
What's he doing then?
Now, he's a musician.
Really?
Yes. He even thinks he can make a living out of it.
Some people live very nicely from it. What does he play?
He plays an electric bass in a band. I think it's called punk rock.
And you're worried about that?